that personal.
Ooh,
You
yeah,
gotta take that personal and say, "There's no way.
absolutely.
There's no way."
And that's what I was gonna say is what it does is it takes your pride and your will away. Because I like to say, at the end of the day, football at its core is one man or one woman at this point trying to take another man or another woman's pride and ego and will. It's
Right,
trying to take your will from you. And
right.
when we line up across from each other, I want you to know it ain't nothing you can do. And that's what running the ball down somebody's throat and
Hmm.
scoring 40 would do. It's like, man, they running it down our throat. It ain't like they just running it to set up the play action
Right.
or just because they trying to keep our offense off the field, one of them type of things. They running the ball, but they putting up points. Like you said, they averaging close to 40 points a
Right.
game. So we can't let this team just come in here, run this thing down our throat, and put up points when they get in the red zone or give up long touchdown runs. That ain't gonna work good for Perry. So that's a great point you got there.
Right.
So when we go to the Stella spotlight, reason why I want to ask you that question because now I'm gonna flip it. So now I'm gonna flip it. I'm looking at South Range's defense now against Perry because I'm looking at it. I wanted to ask you that question first and then this question because I'm looking at it like both offenses gonna come in thinking they can score.
Right.
Both offenses got the playmakers and the players to score. What defense is gonna play the best? So just to kind of get into the spotlight, that's why I wanted to ask you if you Perry's defense and now me from South Range defense, looking at Perry's offense and their athletic players. South Range gonna have to keep everything in front,
Everything in
and
front.
they have to three things, bro. Keep everything in front,
Hmm.
set an edge, and run to the football because
Hmm.
you're playing the team. If I'm playing the team and I'm normally I make the first tackle, now I'm playing you, Perry, and now you might make me miss sometimes the
Right.
first tackle. I
Right.
got to be having pursuit coming in
Pursuit.
to help
Right.
me out if I miss a tackle or
Hmm.
two. They might the first two dudes might miss a tackle because Perry got
Hmm.
some athletes, man. They got some boys who can play. So if you South Range, you got to get a lot of bodies to the football. A
Right.
lot of bodies to the football. Number one, to make it easier to tackle. But number two, if somebody does miss a tackle, I can help erase that problem for you if you miss a tackle. So
Right. And as we see a lot of other teams deeper in the playoff runs, you have to we seen Canfield do it with a double reverse pass for a
yes,
touchdown. We
yep.
just seen the Philly special for Struthers. So when you if not only is making the first defender miss, but
Deep in that bag.
that controlled aggression when you
When
doing
you
those
get there,
pursuit
yeah,
angles. So you could be coming down there 100 miles an hour,
absolutely.
and all of a sudden the ball going back the other
Yep,
way. And that could be the difference in the game.
yep,
But those plays, like I said, we've been
absolutely.
seeing it more and more the deeper in the playoffs. It's
Yes,
because it's a lot of
it's
film
a
out
lot of
there.
film
It's a
out
lot of
there.
film out there.
Yeah,
So um, it's those when you got playmakers, you got fast guys that can go get
yep,
around the edge and can possibly be gone.
man.
South Range is going, like you said, keep everything in front of them,
You got
but they're
to
gonna have to be disciplined in their pursuit to the ball,
absolutely.
and
And like you
because
said, got to set an edge.
you have
Got to
to.
set a hard edge. We can't
Hmm.
let y'all around this corner and get outside on us, and then we got to chase y'all, and
Right
that's not good for
now
us.
they on the
So
ropes. It's rope.
I tell you what, man, I can't wait to see that game and then read about it the next day and over the weekend because I got a feeling that game gonna be a big time. All games it's regional finals, so they all gonna be
Hmm.
great games. But I'm interested to see that South Range Perry game. Our next segment, baby, our between the lines with Coach Stella Player of the Week. L. We got our first two-time winner. We got our first
Talk
two-time
about
winner.
it. Talk about it.
Canton South senior quarterback Poochie Snyder. The other night he went 21 to 30, 233 yards, two touchdowns. That's a good game, right? But then he
I'd
added
say
22 carries, 142 rushing, two more touchdowns. And then on top of that, earlier in the year, we talked about him becoming an all-time Stark County leading passer. Just to put the cherry on top, he became the Stark County all-time leader in passing touchdowns the other night with 118, leading his team to a big-time win over West Branch, which is a team that was putting up a lot of points. So, number one, he led his team to a win, 40-21, set another record, got the dub. Poochie Snyder been doing this thing. Shout out to Poochie Snyder.
I know he cold. I know he walking around school. Your name Poochie. You the starting quarterback and you doing
And you
numbers.
got records.
Oh,
You leading us in the playoffs.
oh
And I want to
man,
say I read an article. Don't fact
he
me on this
cold.
one. But this the deepest they've been in the playoffs since the 60s or 70s.
Hey,
So to your point, like
remember on the movie Friday Night Lights, they said let Bubby spin,
let it
coach.
spin.
Hey,
Let Poochie spin.
shout out to Poochie,
Man,
man.
shout out Poochie, man. And shout out
Shout
to
out
his
to
teammates,
Poochie.
man, and his
Yeah,
coaches, man, because of course we up here giving Poochie love. But anybody that plays sports, watch sports, know anything about sports, know it's always a
it's
team
always a
effort.
team
So
thing.
shout out to his coaching staff for putting him in great situations. Shout out to them big boys up front that's opening up holes for him when he run or giving him protection when he pass. And shout out to his tailbacks and receivers that's making plays for him, man.
We gotta go meet him, man. I know he got some charisma, man.
Man, you know he got some
he got some
swag,
charisma, man.
man. You already know,
he got
man.
some charisma. We gotta come check him out.
We
man.
already know, man.
He definitely earning the look with his play on the field.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They knew it. Shout out to Poochie Snyder.
Hey, I don't know if it was mom, dad, uncle,
They knew.
grandpa. Somebody knew something.
They already knew.
Somebody knew something. So again, man, our Between the Lines with Coach Stella Player of the Week. This is our first two-time winner this week. Senior quarterback Poochie Snyder, man. Keep doing your thing.
Keep
Poochie,
doing your thing, man. Don't let up on him.
And good luck this week. Good luck this week. Here we go, baby. Going to our overtime segment, L. We're going to preview. We only got 3 teams left in the area. 3 teams. In the area, sorry. 3 teams left in the area. We're going to do a quick preview.
Okay.
I'm just going to say the game. You tell me one thing that comes to your mind. One team, the other team, something that you think defense might need to do, offense might need to do, special teams, whatever pop in your mind. Just talk to me, bro.
All right, bet.
Here we go. Ursuline Chardon, baby. Talk to me.
All right, so you drive out in the Chardon area, you see a lot of the
I know what you're talking about.
Like the buggies, right?
Yep.
Well, guess what? They should be used to that because the horses is coming.
Yes, they are.
Deal with some horses.
They
right?
coming.
The Devontae Taylor, Farrell, Davis,
Christian Lynch, Joe Baylog,
Jack. So
Jacquees Liaison.
They loaded. Yeah, that's the good thing about Chardon. They used to dealing with horses.
That's a good one.
Because
that's a good one, right?
They coming.
Okay.
And then they coming down fast. So if they could keep up with that menu, they get a little bit of everything on that menu and they still hungry. Shout out to them.
Okay. And then so just reading up on Chardon, they another team that kind of remind me of Perry. They got a good tailback and a good quarterback. So for Ursuline, their defense been playing well. Ursuline's defense been playing well all year. But of course, when you got that many, like you said, you got that many pieces on offense and you score a lot of points, normally in this day and age, your defense don't really get no love. But we want to give some love here to the DC, Coach Tim McGlynn and his defense because they've been playing well all year. Outside of the fourth quarter last week when they gave up the big plays.
They was pitching a donut into the fourth quarter.
Right,
so even on their worst, they had to fall asleep.
Absolutely.
You know, so
that's more so a thing about let's close and finish.
Right.
Like you said, they were already playing at a high level because they had a donut at the time.
Pitching a donut. So I mean, we take nothing away from Villa's comeback. Right. I'm sure there were some sophomores and some young guys out there.
And just even older guys, like I always say, I don't know how many, you heard me say it all the time, bro. They're still high school kids.
Right.
So even if it's your starters, they going to act like they didn't have a letdown, act like they were still focused. They teenagers, they lying.
Right.
They lost focus. They thought the game was over and they took their foot off the gas. But it's always good to learn those mistakes and learn them lessons in the win.
And I'm sure Coach McGlynn,
absolutely,
Coach Reardon, like you said, I'm sure they didn't take lightly to it, even if it was the younger guys.
I know the defense has not heard the last from Coach McGlynn all week.
Right.
And I know Coach Reardon gonna make sure when he's speaking to him, he makes sure he get his point across too. So that's a nice quick preview for that Chardon Ursuline game. You want to give me a prediction?
Oh man, I'm riding the Irish.
You want to give me a score? I like actually you prediction the score, bro. That's what I'm asking.
Man, you might see a 35-3 game, bro.
Ooh, okay.
No disrespect. I'm just looking at what I'm looking at how that's a well-oiled machine, man.
Okay.
I just see certain programs are in certain places and they got the coins, the gold, they got them coming out the machine, man. So
we talked about it a little bit, but one other thing that popped to your mind: South Range versus Perry. Give me something.
I'm gonna go with if Perry can keep that running game intact. If Perry can keep that running game intact, I think they could give South Range some problems. However, South Range is a championship championship pedigree outfit right now. So you got to knock the champ out. You know what I'm saying? You got to knock the champ out. So like I said, I think you got to knock the champ out. I think South Range grind it out.
Right.
Grind it out.
And so what I'm going to be looking at in that South Range Perry game is what defense can get 2 stops a half.
Mm-hmm.
What defense can get 2 stops and a half? Now, of course, the DC's probably like 2 stops. What you talking about, Coach Stella? In my mind, it's 2 teams that score a lot of points. So just for confidence and keeping my defense locked in, if I get 2 stops in the first half with my offense playing well, that may be all I need to stretch this lead out and get across the finish line. Of course, we want to finish the game. Not saying the game is over, but it may only take me getting 2 stops in the first half, us going up 2 scores to really get that game won. And then even on the flip side, no matter what defense it is, so that's what I'm looking at. What defense can get 2 or 3 stops in each half and give their offense the ball, get it back to them quicker by 3 and out, or get it back to them by turnover and get extra possession. So that's what I'm gonna be looking at. You got a prediction and score for me, brother?
I was just thinking too.
Y'all know when we normally do it off the camera, my bro be
Right.
on it. He be close to it on the predictions. So that's just something we like to do. So
I don't see them. I don't see neither team getting close to their 40.
okay.
I don't see neither team getting close to their 40. So, and if Perry can't light it up,
Right.
I think the advantage goes
South
to
Range and the
South
Grinder.
Range and the Grinder. So I see them getting at least, I see them getting 24.
Okay.
24 being enough.
Gotcha.
With a clock control and a high play count.
Running game. Gotcha. All right, our last game we're gonna talk about Struthers, Canton South. Struthers, Canton South. Tell me something that you think either team got to do, whatever pop in your mind, because I think I got a feeling that's gonna be. And before you go, that's interesting to me because you got 2 contrasting styles. You got Canton South with Poochie Snyder, who gonna spread that thing around. He gonna throw it. He gonna run it. And then we talked about it with Struthers not too long ago. They're gonna grind you out, methodically beat you. They don't care. Really, they don't care if they only get 1 yard on first down in the first quarter. They're gonna keep to their game plan. Their coach is gonna keep making adjustments and keep tinkering. They're gonna keep chopping wood. A lot of times when you look up in the fourth quarter, that tree done failed and they got the job done. So tell me something that you see or you looking forward to with that Struthers Canton South game.
Well, we know that Canton South, Poochie Snyder, senior, he coming in there to light it up.
Yep.
Coach Bed, I know he's coming in there to hopefully make Poochie Snyder watch most of the game from the sideline.
Absolutely.
So look for Coach Bed to make it a boring game.
Yep.
Look for him to run the ball. Look for him a high play count.
Absolutely.
And try to lull Poochie Snyder's offense to sleep through boredom from watching it. And also special teams. You know what I'm saying? Special teams and forced turnover.
Talk about it.
Struthers do a good job of ripping up at that ball, punching that ball.
Forced fumbles.
So I like your X factor is that Hall of Fame consigliere Coach Bad guy in his back pocket,
AKA Pops.
You know what I'm saying? So I think with the way their Struthers is rolling right now, a high offensive play count, confidence high, and they know, he can't beat them if he's not on the field. And I think his whole team is bought into the style of play.
And I can see something. It's a point that you touched on earlier in the show is I can see Coach John Begg, Coach Greenemeyer, the offensive line coach. He helps with the play calling. I can see him wanting to get all of those backs 20 carries. I can see him wanting to get Anthony Carty 20 carries. I can see him wanting to get Jason Dukes 20 carries. I can see him wanting to get Devin Brom 20 carries because it just does what you just said. Keeps Poochie Snyder on the sideline.
Right.
I mean, we got ball control. We got possession of this ball. And then also, that's their 3 best players.
Right.
So it ain't like it's just a game plan thing. Yeah, it is. And this is how we play. But there's also my 3 best players that got the ball. And they're not going to come in with Najee Howard and throw it around on you too, or put him at receiver to make a play.
Right.
So that's another interesting game I'm looking forward to. Got a prediction and score for me, brother?
17-14 Wildcats.
Here we go. Our last question I got for you, bro. Out of all the 3 local teams we got left, Ursuline, Struthers, South Range, give me one player that pop in your mind where you say, he got to play good this week. Not we hope, not we think. Give me one player, any of them 3 teams, bro, that he got to play big this week for his team to advance to the state semis.
Poochie Snyder. It may sound like a default that's what he do. That's what look at his numbers. But we've seen some quarterbacks that put up a lot of numbers. We've seen it in person this year that when you go up against a scheme that doesn't afford you the plays and the rhythm to establish the rhythm, we've seen some quarterbacks, become a candle in the sun. Right? They don't stick out. When we get there, we like, damn,
Absolutely.
I thought it, it didn't look like it read better in the paper than it looked.
Right.
But it could just be that one night where that scheme kept them from making plays, or the opportunities were shrinking so much that the rhythm wasn't built. So Poochie Snyder gonna have to come in there, establish himself, make plays out the gate to keep Coach Begg and them from feeling comfortable running the ball back to back to back.
And that's a great pick because, like you said, if you look at his stats and his production week in, week out, if you take that away, it'd be hard for me to see any team, like you said, with a Poochie Snyder, if you take that away, to be able to be effective.
Right.
All right, let's stick to Ursuline Struthers and South Range. Give me one player from them three teams that got to have a big game this week.
Blake Urick, because he's the one that's going to have the ball in his hand the majority of the time. And if he doesn't make something shake in that second level to keep those drives going, then that's an opportunity for them athletes to get on the field.
I like that one. The one I'm gonna say, bro, is I'm gonna go Jack the General. I'm gonna go Jack the General because I believe the deeper you get in playoffs, any big game, you hear me say it all the time, any big game, your best players must play best. You get deeper in the playoffs, your best players must play best. But I don't, Joe Baylog played last week, so I don't know what's going on with Christian Lynch. All we can do is go off what happened last week. Last week he didn't play. So we can't guarantee that he's going to play, or we don't know if he's not going to play. So in my mind, I'm just going to go off what happened last week. So I'm going to say he's not playing. That I don't know anything. I don't want nobody tripping. I don't know anything. Just going off with last week. I can't put it on Joe Baylog to be the man back-to-back weeks. Not that he can't do it.
Right.
But if I'm going to have to rely on somebody this week, it's going to have to be Jack the General. Because no matter who you playing, it's football. Every defense want to stop the run.
Right.
Because if you don't, it's hard for me to turn the ball over doing this. As long as you the running back, don't fumble, we probably never going to turn the ball over doing this.
Right.
So every defense always want to stop the run first. So Joe Baylog ain't just a new guy that nobody know about no more. When you play in the regional semifinals and you go for $115 and a touchdown, you getting circled big the next week.
Right.
So I can see the defense of Chardon paying more attention to Joe Baylog. But I don't care how much attention you pay to their receivers, they too deep. So if Jack play big like he should and like I expect him to, you can even slow down the running game a little bit, but it ain't going to matter. They're going to do their thing. So Jack would be the one player I would say out of those three teams. Here we go, baby. Going to our Ask Coach Stella segment, man. You're going to do your thing on this
I got you, Coach. I got you, Coach.
We got this week, man.
This week's questions come from Trey Sutton out of Youngstown.
Okay, what up, Trey? Shout out to Trey. What up, Trey?
And he got one for you. He says, what makes Patrick Mahomes such a special quarterback?
Trey, it's a great question, Trey. Most people probably gonna think because he could throw the ball 70 yards and all of that. Two things pop in my mind about Patrick Mahomes. Number one, he's the best right now as far as extending the play, whether that's scrambling, if it's 3rd and 9, he's the master at getting 11. You know what I mean? If it's 3rd and 6, he's the master at getting 8. But then he's also good at scrambling to keep his eyes downfield and making big time throws. So I would say that's one thing, just how he plays outside of the form of the play. You know what I mean? Once the play breaks down, it's not over for him, and he's comfortable. He's almost at his best. So I would say that, and also to piggyback off that point, he knows when to throw when he's scrambling, and he knows when to run when he's scrambling. So I would say that. But I would say the second thing to me that makes him special is just his will to win. Just his will to win. I think a lot of people look at Patrick Mahomes. He's light-skinned like Steph and Clay. And his dad was a professional baseball player. And I think they naturally think he's just this talented kid. He come easy. He kind of just out there.
He a dog.
If you watch that dude a dog.
He a dog.
His will to win. That's what I think that make you special. His will to win. I've seen him play through injuries. I've seen him play bad for 3 quarters and come back in the 4th quarter. I've kind of seen him in every situation football can almost present and him win. So I would say those two things right there, Trey. I would say the way he can extend the play and play beyond the X's and O's, and I would say his will to win. So
definitely competitive nature.
Absolutely.
You want to compete at the highest level.
Yep.
The next question is from Jordan Sutton.
The little bro. What's up, Jordan? We got the bro Trey and Sutton. Shout out LJ, my guy LJ. I see you got the boys tapping in. Appreciate y'all.
Sure.
You know it.
Jordan's question is, who is the fastest open field? Who's the fastest in open field? Lamar Jackson or Tyreek Young? Who's the fastest in open field?
Tyreek Hill, I'm guessing.
Yeah, excuse me. Tyreek Hill.
Oh, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, Cheetah.
Tyreek Hill. I would say this though, Jordan. There's no quarterback in the NFL. Maybe Kyler Murray, but he's not back healthy.
Mhm.
But there's no quarterback in the NFL that's more faster in the open field than Lamar Jackson. And outside of that, I don't think there's no player, period, faster than the open field, unless it's a couple of his teammates with the Dolphins, because they got like a 4x1 team down there.
Yeah.
But I would say for sure Tyreek Jordan, and I would say Lamar is definitely the fastest quarterback in the open field. And I would say if you had to get a race of the 10 fastest players in the NFL, both of them would be in the race. So I know that don't answer your question quite, Jordan, but that's definitely Tyreek Hill and definitely Lamar Jackson as the quarterback, the fastest quarterback for sure.
Now, would you be looking at when they say open field, you think that's, or let me put a wrinkle in there, that straight line speed?
So when I see open field, I'm thinking straight line because I'm thinking, because it's football, we're going to have to make some moves real quick. But then I'm thinking once you plant that foot and get north and south, that's what I'm thinking.
Lamar different when he plant that foot.
He is, but he ain't Tyreek Hill different.
But Tyreek, and I'm not. It's a great question, Jordan, because
great question.
In the open field, when Lamar plant that foot, it get crazy.
It's the difference. Lamar is 4.4 fast. Yeah. Tyreek is 4.2 fast.
Who you think it'd be a harder tackle coming down? If you coming downhill and they already got the ball, who do you think is a harder tackle in open field?
I think Tyreek, because I think he's quicker and faster, but more importantly, he's more squattier. It's always harder to tackle shorter guys because they got the low center of gravity. So he's faster and quicker than you. Probably gonna be stronger than any defensive back too because his low center of gravity. So
Lamar gets skinny. He
gets skinny.
He gets skinny.
Lamar rough and tumble, baby. Yeah, he outside playing, baby. Yeah, he got it.
He gets
skinny. It ain't nothing like Lamar got it.
Yeah,
it's just Tyreek.
That's
different.
A good question.
I ain't never seen nothing like that.
That's a good question.
Shout out to Jordan, baby. We appreciate that, man. All right, here we go, baby. Our shout outs, baby. We got to do our shout outs. Talk to me, brother.
Like as always, shout out to the family. Shout out to my lovely daughter TT. Congratulations, happy birthday. Shout out to all of you at home supporting us, doing our thing. Shout out to Coach. She got the boys out there.
You already know, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
You already know.
And
keeping it moving. Me, man. I'm always say shout out to the team, man. Shout out to my brother giving me the opportunity. My nephew over there on the ones and twos. Y'all can't see him, but this beautiful picture y'all get and beautiful production is from my nephew back there. Shout out to Slim. Shout out to Don C. The rest of the team.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody.
Shout out, congratulations,
people got to do stuff, so we got to do that. You know what I mean? Shout out to my 4 beautiful kids, my Summit Academy kids, my Howland kids, my Warren kids, everybody. You know what I mean? So we got to make sure we do that. One other shout out we want to make sure I give every team in Ohio that got a chance to advance. I want to give them a shout out and tell them shout out. You know what I mean? Keep doing your thing. Another shout out I got is K-Ron Adams, my guy. K-Ron in high school. He reached 1,000 yards already. They got a couple games left. I think 2 games left. So
shout out to
K-Ron, man. That's my guy, man. Been through a lot of adversity. So I'm proud. I'm more proud of the young man he is because, it's easy when adversity hit to just say I'm done and throw in the towel. But anybody that know K-Ron know he ain't built like that. And he's bounced back. He's had a hell of a year. He's a great father. So shout out to K-Ron.
And, shout out to him because, he been, if you know K-Ron, if you know too, he been a dog since he's a jit. So
since I first met him.
So, even when.
And on top of that, he's been a great kid since that day too.
Right,
man.
right.
So he's been solid since the first day I ever met him, man.
When things come his way, he eat it up. He eat
it up, man. He don't point the finger. He don't blame nobody. He look at himself in the mirror, put his big boy draws on, and he keep going. So shout out to K-Ron, baby. I got love for you. And my last shout out is to my guy Don C, baby.
Don C.
Got hired at WDTV 5 News in North Central West Virginia.
Man, shout out Don C, man.
You know it. Shout out to Don C,
doing
man.
Big
We happy
things
for
out
you,
there.
man. Do your thing, brother. We happy for you. If you need anything from us, you got it. And to WDTV 5 News in North Central West Virginia. Y'all got a good one, man.
Right.
Y'all
Don
got
C,
a
get
great
at
one.
me, man. We got to
Y'all
drop
got
these
a
air
great one,
fresheners, man.
So, that's it, bro. Another show.
Another show.
Our regional final show. Next week will
Man.
be our state semi show.
Man, listen.
State semi show.
We
bro.
doing what we said we gonna do, bro.
Doing it. Kobe.
You know the vibes. Khalid, take us out.
Take us out, nephew. Kobe. I'm gonna say Alex Henry. Shout out to my Highland kids that don't listen to me. Love y'all. Ooh. I don't even know what you're saying.